All right, so I'm going to get right in. If you want to take one of these and pass it around, I'm an outline person. I have to have everything out in front of me so I don't forget. So you can just take notes right on here. The first thing I want to do is I want everyone to think about how you recruit, if you even recruit. Do you think about it with your heart or do you think about it from your head? I want you to just kind of think about that. When you recruit, are you recruiting from your heart or are you recruiting from your head? How many people recruit from their heart? Their head?
I have to say both.
Both! That's a perfect answer. Now they say, when you're recruiting, you're going to want to recruit obviously from your head because this is your business and this is how your business is going to grow. But it's also very important to recruit from your heart because it's all about building relationships. All right, we're going to do a quick visualization. I want everyone to close your eyes. You laughing at me, Denise?
Yep.
Yep.
Just a little.
I want everyone to close your eyes, and I want you to picture your 31 paycheck, like your average 31 paycheck per month. Now I want you to visualize what your life would look like if it was a $1,000 paycheck a month. What would you be doing with that extra money? Now I want you to visualize what it would look like if you had an extra $2,000 a month. An extra $4,000 a month. And then an extra $6,000 a month. All right, and then open your eyes. Pretty awesome, right? Does anybody want to share? You don't have to. I'm going to pass around. This is what Sarah was talking about before. This is the income disclosure statement. And what you can do is you can look at where your title is and what the average yearly salary is. And then I want you to look at the one that's right one up. So I want you to look at the one for director. Look at senior director. If you're a consultant, look at senior consultant. And Sarah was saying all it takes is two. It takes two recruits under you to start making money off of your team and really building your business. One thing we did learn that I thought was really interesting was when you have a recruit, ask them, do you know anybody that'd like to do this with you? They can join under you and you can do this together. It gets one recruit under them. They only need one more senior consultant. And if they get one more in that 6 months, they get the $200 bonus. So that was a really good tip that we learned. All right. I want you to think about how many recruits, in order to make your vision of where you saw your life when you did that visualization, how many recruits would you like to have a month or a season? And I'm going to ask somebody to volunteer that answer.
What was the question? I'm not gonna have
How many recruits would you like to have a month in order to build your business?
At least one.
One?
I would like that, but my goal right now is one per catalog, two for fall time. But April and, was it March, April and May are the biggest recruiting months, so I've really been trying, but.
Well, the statistics have shown that when you're having conversations about recruiting, 1 in 10 people will join. So if your goal is to have one recruit a month, you need to be having 10 conversations a month. If you want 2 recruits a month, you need to be having 20 conversations. So just kind of think about that when you're goal setting. I really truly believe in goal setting. If you make it visual, if you see your goal, you'll be more likely to go after it. All right, so there's 5 steps in recruiting. The first one was identify. You're always keeping your eyes and ears open during conversations. And the reason I asked you to hold on to that thought about your hostess, do you want to just remind everybody about your hostess you were talking about before?
That I have a customer who likes the product so much that she's ordering up to $200 and doing her own party every time she does an order. And now she has a party booked for May because she knows the new book is coming out.
So that right there, keeping your eyes and ears open, like when you were saying that before, like a red flag was going off in my head. You need to recruit her.
I've
She
tried.
could be, you know what I mean? Like
I've
those
tried.
are.
She has a developmentally disabled son, and she can't do it. So I will just keep her as one of my super customers. I've tried.
What she can do is she doesn't have, even if she's just ordering for herself, she doesn't even have to be doing house. She doesn't have to do house parties. And that's the thing.
I've
In
told her
recruiting, you have
that.
to realize everybody's career path is going to be different. I have some girls that do it because they love the bags. They love scrapbooking and they love the bags. Then I have others that are doing it because they really want extra income. You know, we have some that are trying to get their savings up to where they want it to be. So there's like different reasons. And for her just ordering $200 every 3 months,
I've invited
she'll
her.
be, you know what I mean?
I've invited her as a guest to come with me to Atlanta.
sometimes, though, someone like
So,
that, I'll
okay.
just say, you know, when you get more seasoned and you're around, like, it's little bites, you know? Hey, you wanna come to Atlanta, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I have to pay
Yeah.
a ticket, of this, of that. I mean, they'll get there, trust me, because once they learn about 31, but I would say with the same person she's talking about, that's spending $200 every 3 months, she can come to our meetings and get the free product. And you know, just kind of learn the culture, and there's no downside to it, but I'll go back to you. But no, don't feel pressured, and never pressure anybody. It's basically, you know, you're either, you want to join, you're a hostess, or you're a super customer, like you said. You'll know, you know your peeps, peoples.
And what I put under there, I just put some cues out, like when you're at parties, things you could be listening for. You know, when they're asking you about your job or specific things about like how many parties you do or how much you make, that's somebody that could be thinking about the opportunity. You're also going to want to think about if you have repeat hostesses that have, like, I have one repeat hostess that I have like all these other parties because of her, and I keep saying, and you know, she's not ready to join either. She is in a tough situation as well, but she's just not ready. But I keep saying, if you want this party, it's yours. If you want these bookings, it's yours. And when the time is right for her, then the time is right for her. I don't try to be, when I joined, that's one thing I said, I do not want to be pushy. When it happens, it will happen. But building those relationships of trust is key. All right.
Like my neighbor here, she bought the catalog 2 times over, and I said, Denise, come on now, cut it out, really. You know, had a party and whatnot, and then she decided, hey, maybe this would work for her. And then Jan, who's not even here, she's my other neighbor over here, she did 2 parties for me, and then in January, one of the double hostess benefits for $180, okay? She handed me a catalog party, and I said to her, excuse me, I know you have 31 in every room of your house. She puts her little scrubs in her kitchen sink, like right there. She gives me ideas, but literally, the time was not good for her to join before because her kids were toddlers and they were too small and she wasn't really comfortable. She was just too busy. So when she handed this to me, I said, I didn't even do anything. I didn't do any work. You just made $125 if you think about it that way, and your kit's $116, right, to pay for the brand new kit, and then you will you just made $14 or whatever the $9, whatever the difference was. She goes, geez, I never thought of it like that. Guess what? She just had a $1,000 party. Just on last Thursday, and I couldn't be there, but she already knew how to do it. Hello, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't pushy with her. I presented to her a couple times, but you know, when you realize, you just know, and you just know. I was never as confident as I am today about giving the opportunity as well, but now I just see it as I've been with this company long enough to know how they are and who they are. And there's no downside. If in 3 months it doesn't work out, you've lost nothing. That's how I started. I said, I'll still have the bags. I'd spend that at Marshall's. So that's, sorry, I'm not going to interrupt again.
It's okay. The next thing is they called it the full informed package, which I've never heard it called that before. It makes sense though. It says that you need to, at your party, start creating interest from the moment they walk in the door. They talk about making those connections. Using name tags. I have never used name tags, but after this training I'm going to start using them because they say use name tags, connect and use people's names, your recruiting numbers and the money per sale will go up tremendously when you're making connections. So that is something that I'm definitely going to be changing in my, you know, asking how their day was and really making it about them.
That makes sense. When I waitressed, if you know, it was important to like connect with the customer because you wanted a good tip. So.
Yeah. And I will say that's one thing they focused on the growing into leadership was that if people trust you and they know you're genuine, they'll buy from you and they'll join under you. People really have to trust you, and it needs to be genuine because people can tell if it's phony or not. You know.
How do you go about doing the name tags? You just write their name down when you introduce them and slap it on their chest? Or
Well, you can have you know, the papers and they would just fill it out themselves and put it on.
Or if you think about the host, you know, they invite friends, and then sometimes they'll bring a friend, and even the host can do it. Hey guys, we're just gonna put on a name tag so that, you know, there's a few people here that you may not know, but we might get talking. I don't know.
In the blackboard.
Oh, that's a good
That's
idea.
a
Put it in the
great
whiteboard.
idea.
Yeah. Usually. All right, planting the seed. We know this is right in the presentation, especially if you follow the script cards. you wanna share your why. Does anybody here use a why bag?
I don't have a bag personalized with why.
I just tell why.
Okay. I just tell, we always share our why at the beginning of the stories. They talked about your why bag. I also have never had a why bag. That is another one of the things that I took away from this training that I'm going to change in my presentation. I'm just gonna get a mini zipper pouch. I'm not gonna get like a big why. I'm gonna get a mini zipper pouch and put little things about why I do it. So for example, like I could
What
go
is your
like-
why?
What is my why now? My why has always changed.
Yeah, what was when you started?
I didn't have a why when I started, and let me tell you, when we went to the CNCs and everybody talked about their whys, I felt like, I remember, because it was, you might have been there too at my first CNC, you hadn't joined yet, but it was the one at Boca Lisa's, and everybody had to go around and talk about their why, and I really didn't have a why. I went to my sister-in-law's party and something just told me to do it, like, I didn't have a why, and I felt like.
And that's when 25 people were sitting at Mocha Lisa's, and
Yeah.
now we're up to 11.
The
But-
voices in my
But you know what,
head
do you know how, this is how I pictured Ryanne. And you reminded me, yes, you were having fun amongst friends and having a good snack and some wine, but she just sat there. I never would have picked her out to do this. She all of a sudden just kind of surfaced on my list of ladies in waiting, my 5, because you couldn't join because the company, was restructuring, getting ready. So, getting ready. So I tell her, okay, come on over to my house and I'll show you a couple things that you're gonna have to know how to do the computer. So she's sitting across